So what are blockchain games? Because apart from a fancy title combining blockchain and games, in order to get started with this, we need to understand what a blockchain game really are. And then we're going to go into why we are building blockchain games, what the point is with combining the two, and then the general architecture that you can have when you build out blockchain games, what sort of components exist in such an environment. But first, what is the definition of an actual blockchain game, or the combination of the two? And that is, of course, something that each company or each organization has to define on their own. There is no general definition. But to me and to us, the idea of a blockchain game is the combination of a game and a combination of some sort of either a cryptocurrency that is integrated into the game, or some other aspect of the game where it interacts with a blockchain. Usually, and I don't know any games that implement it this way, but usually we don't see a game that is totally blockchain based, meaning that the entire game runs on a blockchain, because that is, one, unnecessary, it is expensive, and it has many other drawbacks as well. Usually the game runs on other platforms, could be a PC, could be, runs on a server, or runs on a gaming console, but then has some elements of that game that is tied to the blockchain or cryptocurrency. So that could be, for example, it could be collectibles in the game, it could be game items. This is perhaps the most common one. Welcome everyone to this video about blockchain games and what they really are. Because you obviously understand by now what a game is, and you also understand what a blockchain is. But what is this combination of the two, and what is so fascinating about it? That is what this video is going to be about. And first of all, what would be the actual definition of a blockchain game? It's important to say that everyone will have their own definition. There is no universal standard of what requirements need to be fulfilled in order to call yourself or your game a blockchain game. Instead, we have to adopt our own definition and look at the market and see what does the market consider a blockchain game. And I would say, and we would say, that it in general is any type of game, it could be a console game, PC game, online game, whatever type of game that has some sort of interaction with a blockchain. And that the most common area where that happens is in cryptocurrencies. So when we have a cryptocurrency that is in some way connected to your game, that could also be any sort of crypto token, meaning you might have an item in your game that is actually an item on the blockchain. So that is a token on the blockchain which you actually own. Then you might also earn rewards in the form of tokens or cryptocurrency. You might be able to trade with each other using cryptocurrency or these collectible items. So there are little parts of that game that makes it interact with a blockchain or a cryptocurrency. And that is in general what makes it a blockchain game. And it could also be other aspects apart from currency trading and collectibles. Obviously, your game could interact with the blockchain in other ways, but usually very few games are built completely on a blockchain, meaning that they completely run in a smart contract, for example, because that is very inefficient, it is very expensive, and it is very slow. So usually you have your own server and you have your own console, PC, whatever, and the game runs on there, and then you have small interactions with the actual blockchain. And that is what we're going to talk more about in this section, how you build up that architecture and what it can look like. But in general, a game that is connected to a blockchain in any way, and as a game developer, you'll have to think about what parts of my game would benefit from some decentralization or from some inclusion of a cryptocurrency or a crypto token. How could I provide more value to my players, to the people that is playing my game? That is your job as a game developer. You shouldn't include blockchain or crypto just for the fun of it, because it is a lot of work. So instead you should focus on, where does this fit into my game? Can I actually fit in the notion of a general currency that is both available in game and out of game, and could I in some way improve the experience of, for example, trading items between players by adopting some sort of cryptocurrency or crypto token? That is what you should think about as a game developer. With that being said, that is enough for the definition of a blockchain game. Now we're going to move on to why we should create blockchain games.